Welcome, everyone, to listen to the Vibes Daily Devotions. We take a little bit of time each and every day to help you to get one step closer to that goal of success, whether it be in business or just life in general. Thank you for joining, and here we go. All right, we're talking a lot about success and how to get there, but there also has to be a balance. What I mean by balance is you have to equal out different parts of your life, like the spiritual part, your working life, your family and home life. I mean, there's lots of things to think about here in order to keep that success. Because you could, be the biggest success in the world. You devote all your time to whatever it is that you're doing, and then you leave other people behind, and that part of your life starts to fall apart. So you have to find that compromise where you have enough time for your work and enough time for your family. And we're going to go through a lot of this a little more in depth. But today, I want to give a little warning to you parents and guardians out there when it comes to your children. You tell them, don't cross the street without, somebody walking across with you, or, lock the doors as soon as you get home, and, don't get into cars with strangers, and, don't do this, don't do that. Okay. You can sit there and you can tell them all this stuff all day long. I'll tell you honestly, you tell a kid, don't do drugs, they're going to get curious and they're going to do the drugs. You have to be more involved in their lives as well. So that's part of the balance of family. And here's what's going to happen if you don't become involved in their lives in one way or another. You have to connect with them. Find something that you both can enjoy and, you can really get into, like, football. If your kids like sports, or if they play basketball, baseball, whatever it is, get involved. That was one of the reasons why I didn't have much of a relationship with my father, because he didn't like football, he didn't like soccer, he didn't like any of that stuff. And I played both. He never came to one of my games. No interest in it whatsoever. Well, I see my son-in-law, he is involved with his kids playing sports, and he helps coach, and he's always there with them, and they talk baseball, and they have that bond. When you have a bond like that, you're protecting their hearts, and you're helping them to to grow, but to have a healthy relationship. You have this bond, and you know what's going on, and they're less likely to go off and get into trouble. Here's another thing to keep in mind. If you don't show interest in something they're doing, and mind you, you don't even have to like it that much. Just have, be involved in some way. Tolerate, if it's, music, dance, whatever, tolerate it. And I don't, my kids watching, I want you to understand, I'll always be there for you, even though you're adults. But when my kids were in school, they got into dance. Okay, not my forte, but I'll tell you what, I did everything I could to make sure they got to enjoy what they did. I was there for their, recitals and practices and things like that. They would dance at halftime at football games. I'd be there to cheer them on. If you don't, somebody else out there will. There's a lot of perverts and pedophiles, and they're just people that mean harm. There may be gang members out there. They're recruiting, and they have something that appeals to your kids, and so they lure them in. You know, these kids, they get online and they play these video games. I can almost guarantee you there's some pervert out there that's playing these games. You know, they've drawn in the interest of these kids already because, oh man, this guy must be cool. He's playing games just like me. It's a way for them to get into their lives, and they'll lure them away. These things happen more than you think. You know, you get those little alerts on your phone and you find out this kid's running off. Maybe, 13, 14-year-old kid run off with a 40-something-year-old man. This stuff happens all the time. Statistically speaking, you may be okay, but do you really want to take that chance? I had to realize, and I'm still kind of bad about this, and I have to catch myself, but there's certain movies and music that my kids like. I absolutely can't stand. But you can't tell me that you can't give up, a couple of hours of your day to sit and watch something like this with your kids. I know parents, they would gripe that their kids liked watching Barney. I can't stand Barney. And I tell them, you know what? It wasn't made for you. It was made for your kids. Why don't you take the time to sit and watch it with them instead of letting the TV be the babysitter? You're going to lose your kids. You think you're doing all right by them by letting them go spend hours and hours and hours either watching TV or playing these games, and you're not spending time with them? Okay, so you go play a game with them and you suck at it. So what? You're still bonding with your child, and you know what they're doing. You're protecting them, and you don't even realize that you're protecting them because they realize, hey, maybe mom and dad's kind of cool because they're, playing these games with me. Like I say, my son-in-law sits there and plays those games with my grandson, and they get into this, and they have a bond. He knows what my grandson's doing. He's protecting him. If you don't, there's somebody else out there that will. They're going to lure him away, and you're going to regret it. As always, I know there's exceptions to the rules, but for the most part, all you have to do is give it a try. Communication is so very important. If you put up a wall, your kids will never tell you anything. And sometimes you'll find things out in a way that you didn't want to. I wanted my kids to feel comfortable coming to me and being able to tell me anything without there being judgment. Of course, I give advice. I try to put my kids on the right path. And I'll tell you what, I've got some great kids. They're making something out of their lives. In spite of some of the things that I did when I was younger, I made a lot of mistakes. I was an alcoholic. I was a drug addict. All I cared about was me. I spent so much time just worrying about me and how I felt, and I ignored them. And as I got older, ran into some health problems, made me rethink a lot of things, and I learned these lessons late. But I am fortunate enough that my children have a relationship with me. They understand Dad's not the same dad as he was a long time ago. I made a lot of mistakes. And you know what? You're going to make mistakes too. But we learn from those mistakes and we move forward. You can't look back Just don't make the same mistakes that you've already made. Be there for your kids. Watch out for them. Watch out. There are some crooked people out there. They will find a way, something that they can bond with your children with. Like I say, whether it's, playing these video games or, whatever, they will try to get themselves on that same level just so they can gain your kids' trust, and they'll make your kids believe anything. Before you know it, you've lost them. Sorry if I scared you, but I'm not sorry, because you need to be there for your children. Steer them in the right path. Remember to also think good thoughts, say good words, and take good actions. Till the next one, take care. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe, because it's only through your support that we're able to continue doing the things that we do. And until the next one, have a great day.